All right, all right. Hope you guys are doing well. In this module, we're going to focus on creating our new listing, keyword research, copywriting, all that good stuff. And, just to recap, we've gone out there, we've picked a winning product, we've gone to Alibaba, we negotiated, found our winning supplier, hit our target price point. We know all of our numbers, what we're going to be making in profit per unit, all of that. Now is that sort of funny time during this whole process where we have about 30 days of, you could say, downtime in between when we initially place the order and when the order arrives to Amazon. So again, that's going to be about 30 days, give or take 5 days one way or the other. So during this time, what are you supposed to do? Well, what you're supposed to do is, this is the perfect time to create your listing, do your keyword research, get your images done, and get everything all set up and prepared. So by the time your inventory actually lands in the FBA warehouses, you are ready to go with your launch as soon as possible. So that's what we're going to cover here. We're going to cover product listings, how to construct a well-optimized listing, how to do copywriting, how to do keyword research. What do you say we get into it? This is going to be a little bit of a high-level overview, and then we're going to get into the more specifics. So Amazon listing makeup, what goes into a listing? Well, there are 4 key elements that go into a product listing. You have your title, images, 5 bullet points, and your product description. So within your title, and these are laid out in a way to where it's from most important to least important. So I'll even space out the description a little further down there because that's by far and away the least important out of these 4. So title images are the most important, followed by the bullet points, and then a description is last. So what makes a good title? Well, you've seen so many variations of titles on Amazon, I'm sure, when you've done your own shopping and looking around. I'm sure you've seen really, really short titles, and I'm sure you've seen those really, really, really long titles that don't even make sense, that are just jam-packed with all sorts of keywords that don't even make coherent sense and are confusing, in fact. Well, what is the best way? Like, how should you create your title? Should it be short and sweet, or should it be that really, really long robotic sounding thing that's just jam-packed with keywords? My answer to that is I like to have a mixture of both. And what I mean by that is I like to have a medium-sized title, not too long, that is inclusive of your 3 or 4 most important keywords, but makes complete coherent sense to the buyer, because ultimately human beings are the people that buy our products on Amazon, not robots. So we want to first and foremost always create our product listings to convert sales from a human being. Okay, the robotic algorithm, all the keyword research, the SEO, that stuff is secondary to the actual copywriting, in my opinion. That's how I've always approached it, and that's what's worked for me. So I'm going to show you a couple different examples of product listings on Amazon, 2 vastly different listings, just to show you what it looks like in the real world. So I've pulled up these 2 listings already. This is a popular brand, as I'm sure you've heard of, the Yeti coolers, and this is typical of any big brand such as Yeti. 99% of these large brands who are on Amazon they're not Amazon sellers, meaning that they don't specialize in selling on Amazon, so they're not obsessing over the perfect title, the perfect bullets, or the perfect images, as you can see here, because Amazon isn't their main source of revenue. This is just kind of like additional money for them that they just, hey, let's just throw it up on Amazon and see how it does. Again, they don't dedicate 24 hours a day, 365 a year to selling on Amazon because it's just not their main focus. So, and you can see that. I mean, this title is 5 words. It's very, very, very short. The bullet points are very short. They're not eye-catching or attention-grabbing in any way, shape, or form. And even the images are very, very, they didn't even edit out the background when they took it on a blank white sheet, as you can see here. I mean, everything is very, very subpar in this listing, but it doesn't really matter, does it? It's still a bestseller. And that's because they have a big, big brand presence outside of Amazon. And it just, people already trust Yeti. Yeti doesn't need to juice up their listing in any way because it just doesn't matter for them. So let's contrast that to this guy. So look at the differences here, right? Look at how long this title is. Look at how long that title is. It's It's always a good idea to keep your title, and Amazon apparently favors titles that are under 120 characters. Let's just do a quick character count here. So we can go in another tab, type in char counter, right? 200 characters. This is a very, very long title. Is that going to kill this guy? No, it's obviously not killing him because he's selling quite a lot. He's got 420 reviews, 166 questions. He's definitely selling a lot of product. I just don't believe it looks right. It's all over the place, right? So again, he's got a very long title. He's got extremely long bullet points, but I can 1000% guarantee you that his product is far more SEO optimized from a keyword standpoint than this listing. And I'm sure anyone with common sense would also make that same initial judgment. But which one is better? You know, which one actually produces more results? That's the question. And I didn't even check out the descriptions of the two. This guy's got a enhanced description, which means he is probably brand registered. We'll get into that later on, but you can have enhanced product descriptions that include images, graphs such as this, like tables, things of that nature. But you have to be brand registered. It's not open to everybody. Most likely you're going to be starting out with the standard sort of Amazon product description. Let's see if this guy has it. Nope, they're enhanced as well because they're obviously a huge brand. But regardless, it's not a big deal one way or the other. So these are basically the two drastically contrasting styles of listing. I like to do something in between. Okay, I would have a title about half the length of this, but still longer than this, right? My bullet points would be close to this guy's right here, but maybe slightly shortened. It all depends. I think it's a little bit much, but let's check out the images. Images are not bad. Images are higher quality than Yeti, in fact. So why am I pointing all this out? Well, the reason I'm pointing this out is back to this Yeti example. And this Yeti example is pretty streamlined for all of these major brands that are on Amazon. We are not major brands. We are small businesses that are trying to compete with these big brands, and Amazon gives us that opportunity to literally compete side by side with Yeti and Sony and Nike and Adidas and any other one you can think of. Our listing could literally be listed right next to this Yeti cooler, which is amazing. That's the opportunity that Amazon provides us. But how in the hell are we going to compete with this Yeti cooler if we have our own cooler? The only way we're going to compete with them is if we go above and beyond expectation and just absolutely do everything we can within our product listing to sell the customer. How are we going to do that? Well, we need a great title. We need great images. We need really good copywriting in our bullet points, and we need a good description. That's about the only way we're going to compete with Yeti. We need to be better than them from a listing standpoint. I mean, what else can we do, right? Amazon is a fixed platform, meaning that everyone on this platform has 7 images, a title, 5 bullet points, and a description. That doesn't change for anybody, no matter who you are. We all get the same real estate to work with. Relatively, I understand that certain categories may have certain different limits, but whatever, it's pretty irrelevant. We all have relatively the same real estate to work with. So we need to be better than Yeti from a listing standpoint, from an optimization standpoint, and from a copywriting standpoint. And that's the only way we're going to compete. And obviously price helps as well. So with that being said, we're going to get into some specifics in the next videos on how exactly to go out there, construct our listing from scratch, and all that stuff. So stay tuned. See ya.